Now at 11, eligibility expands for COVID shots tomorrow in Oregon. We answer your questions about workplace requirements for the vaccine. Plus,
we are still where we were last year. That's how I see it.
couples looking to tie the knot in a bind. More than a year into the pandemic, they're navigating summer nuptials in Oregon. But first,
it's almost like they're going after the little guys.
a bill with sights set on cutting down alcohol consumption could leave small distilleries paying the price.
This is KGW News at 11.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for staying up with us on this Easter Sunday. I'm Brittany Folkers. There is a new push to raise taxes on beer and wine in Oregon. We first told you in February a proposed law would have raised taxes on beer and wine nearly 3,000%, with millions of dollars going towards addiction and recovery services. After outrage from the beer and wine industry, that bill died. Our Kristen Severance found out a new one is up for discussion, and this one will raise prices on alcohol, too.
We've been on this corner since 2004.
As the owner of the oldest distillery in Portland, Tom Berkalow knows how to pivot, especially now.
Well, 2020 kind of sucked.
New Deal got into the hand sanitizing business, craft cocktails, anything they could to keep going.
Learning how to do online, learning how to do curbside, bringing out products more for consumers.
But Berkalow and other distillery owners worry a proposed tax hike on their industry may be the hardest hurdle yet.
A small distillery that sells out of a tasting room is actually the most heaviest taxed entity in the state of Oregon. So we're kind of like, we've been kicked a lot, and this is just not really thought out. It's almost like they're going after the little guys.
The proposed bill would have raised the tax on beer from $2.60 a barrel to $72.60. The tax on wine from 65 cents on a barrel to $10.65. And the tax on distilled spirits would have been determined by the Oregon Liquor Control Commission every 2 years. Beer and wine sellers would have had to pay that cost up front and charge customers more. The bill, pushed by the group Oregon Recovers, would have meant millions for addiction and recovery services. John Poteet is the owner of Shine Distillery Grill.
So coming after the distilleries, the breweries, the wineries, the cideries, you know, we're small people. If they want to raise money for addiction, why don't they go after the pharmaceuticals and start taxing aspirin? The pharmaceuticals are the ones who produced all the opioids and made billions.
After outrage from the beer and wine industry, the bill died. Now, Oregon Recovers wants the state to create a task force to figure out how to reduce alcohol consumption statewide by 15% by increasing alcohol costs. Mike Marshall is the executive director of Oregon Recovers.
What would the money go towards?
So first of all, the money, don't just look at it as revenue. You have to look at it. The issue here is, how do we use price to reduce harmful consumption, particularly underage drinking and binge drinking? We have two of the highest rates in the country. Underage drinking is a pipeline into addiction rates later in life, as is binge drinking. And binge drinking has gone up through the roof during COVID.
While the breweries and wineries in Oregon pay some of the lowest taxes in the country, Oregon has the second highest tax on spirits in the U.S. at more than 22%. Only Washington is higher at more than 32%. I asked Mike, why even include distilleries in this tax hike?
To not address alcohol across the board. It's a toxic, addictive carcinogen. We need to bring down the consumption of excessive consumption down. It's going to save an awful lot of money. More importantly, it's going to save lives.
I understand where they're coming from. I think most people in my industry support, money for addiction and recovery and all of that. But what I've heard proposed is not well thought out, at least from the distiller's perspective.
Now, the House Behavioral Health Committee will consider creating this task force. They're meeting tomorrow in Salem. If approved, the bipartisan group made up of people from the healthcare and alcohol industry would have to decide how to reduce drinking by 15%, that's across the state, by increasing alcohol costs, and they would have to do that by November. Brittany?
Kristen, thank you. Now to the pandemic. Today, Oregon reported 404 new cases and 1 new death. This comes as health officials continue to warn people not to drop their guard and allow another surge of the virus. 150 people are hospitalized with COVID here in Oregon. That's 3 fewer than yesterday. Oregon is expanding COVID vaccine eligibility tomorrow. Frontline workers, as defined by the CDC, and their families will be able to get a shot. So will people 16 and older who have an underlying condition. The list of those qualifying conditions has also expanded to include people who smoke, people who are overweight, and people with diabetes, among others. In Washington, a big vaccine eligibility expansion is on the horizon. On April 15th, anyone 16 and older will be able to get their COVID shot. But when April 15th rolls around, health officials say be patient because there won't be enough doses of the vaccine available right away. Now, there are plenty of questions out there when it comes to COVID vaccines, including their impact on the workplace. So we took some of your questions to Portland employment attorney Dana Underhill with Holland and Knight Law Firm. One of the most common questions right there: can my employer require me to get the COVID vaccine? The answer is yes and no. It's sort of a gray area right now.
The yes is a qualified yes. The law doesn't currently require vaccination, but federal and state authorities across the country, including here in Oregon and also in Washington, have taken the position that employers can mandate vaccines for employees with just a few exceptions. And those are medical or religious exemptions that might entitle somebody to a reasonable accommodation, such as continued work from home, if that's possible for the employer to facilitate, or if a collective bargaining agreement prohibits it or prevents it. Now, here's why I said qualified yes, besides those 2 exemption issues, is that these vaccines, these COVID vaccines, have been issued under an emergency use authorization. They're not fully federally approved. And so this may mean that those who accept the vaccine have to do so voluntarily and can't be required. So we're waiting further guidance from that, on that issue from the state and federal authorities.
Okay, so if and when the COVID vaccine does get full federal approval, the law would allow employers to mandate the vaccine. Underhill says most employers right now are not requiring the vaccine, but they are requiring education on vaccines. All right, another question here that we want to address. Do I have the right to continue working at home if I don't want to go back to the office?
Generally speaking, no. And BOLI's been pretty clear. The Bureau of Labor and Industries here in Oregon has been fairly clear about that. Is you, as an employee, if you're asked to return to work and the office is going to reopen or your place of employment is going to reopen, you generally do not have a right to refuse to return to work. And in fact, your refusal to return to work can, in some circumstances, disqualify you from receiving unemployment benefits or any other benefits you're receiving for staying home.
There are exceptions to that, like if you have a serious medical condition that makes you high risk. Underhill says most large employers are waiting until the fall to bring the majority of employees back to the workplace. But for smaller employers, it's much harder to wait that long. They need people working in person. A lot of people have postponed weddings over the last year. With COVID vaccinations increasing, couples are looking at outdoor venues for this summer, but Oregon isn't giving out permits until July. Galen Etlin explains.
Carolyn Greenwood is a wedding officiant in Manzanita. Her business, Oregon Beach Ceremonies, helps people navigate the tricky stuff.
Understanding the permitting process and where to go to get a permit.
If you want a wedding at the beach in Oregon, you need a permit for more than 50 people. Or if you're setting up any stuff that doesn't occur in nature.
Rental chairs or tables.
But during COVID, the state has another hurdle.
The challenge is that they're not issuing permits right now.
Oregon is only taking permit applications for events after July 1st.
It's really important for us to work together to support health of everybody.
Chris Havel works for the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department. His office saw a bunch of layoffs last year and is now getting back up to speed.
We have a lot of work that we normally would have done in the off season last year that we weren't able to do. So staff are really hard pressed to get all of that work done.
But ultimately, the permit delay is to prevent the spread of COVID.
Where are you at along with other wedding vendors trying to sort through this?
It's frustrating on both sides. I can see it from a person who lives out here too. There's just been such an influx of tourism out here because I think people want a place to congregate.
We are still where we were last year. That's how I see it.
Sadie McIntyre owns the company Various Events in Portland and has more than 20 years of wedding planning experience. She says couples are in a bind.
They just suddenly realized, okay, we're not going to get to have the wedding we wanted right now. Let's do something small.
And that's her suggestion to get around the beach permit issue. Keep it small and without setup.
I have suggested to all my couples, get married on time. Even if it looks different than you planned, you can always do a celebration down the road.
The state knows people are anxious for the bigger events.
But patience, kindness, and sort of respecting the rules, it's an important way for us to get through this season.
And to protect public health.
A security risk, to have that many people.
Galen Etlin, KGW News.